Welcome to the sports segment here on the M Show. It's a Monday morning. My name is Benedict Ozo. I'm in the studio with my colleague Serwin Saki. What a weekend it was in terms of action in football, boxing, another world title for Ghana. Commey making history for Ghana over the weekend with its IBF lightweight world title. And in terms of football, a lot happened in the European scene, especially with the English Premier League, where Manchester City yesterday defeated Arsenal by 3-1, with Liverpool yet to play tonight. And now the points gap between the two is 2 points. Chelsea bounced back to winning ways. They were at home with Higuain scoring a brace in their game, as well as Eden Hazard, and they won against Huddersfield by 5-0. Manchester United were away, won their game by 1-0. Kumasi Asante Kotoko also were in action in the CAF Confederation Cup. Unfortunately, they lost by 1-0. So in terms of action over the weekend, a lot happened.
A lot happened, as you already mentioned, with the European games that we saw in the Premier League, in the Spanish La Liga, Serie A, everywhere. But in the Premier League, as the race of the title gets very tight, as Manchester City beating Arsenal 3-1, leaving Liverpool no choice but to win today's game against West Ham. It makes the gap a bit shorter. Also, Manchester United closing the gap on 4th place, with Chelsea winning their game. Also shows that we are entering the curve of the Premier League, and shows how it gets tougher at this point, where teams are also going to play in the Champions League very soon in 2 weeks to come, and it makes the competition stiffer in Europe.
And here on the African continent, the African Youth Championship got underway in Niger over the weekend, with Ghana not playing our first game because of floodlights failure. But the first game was Ghana's opening group game against Burkina Faso. What happened this afternoon? That will be at 3:30, and we'll do a build up to that. But of course, we have to start on a boxing note. And after what was his second shot at this same title after losing back in 2016, Richard Commey beat Russian Isa Chaniev to become the new IBF lightweight world champion over the weekend. Commey produced a masterful performance to beat the Russian in the second round with a powerful left hook. Now he becomes Ghana's 9th world champion and will have a chance to unify the division on April 12 against Lomachenko.
Right away, I'll attack him smart. I'll attack him with my legs, get him to make a mistake, and use my timing to try to counter.
Here we go. Let's see if they pick up where they left off. Great action in the first round. Down goes Chaniev again with the left hook this time by Commey.
If you see what Commey doing, he's attacking with his legs. He's moving forward. He's timing Isa. He's timing him.
Right hand landed by Commey. Another right hand. Commey chasing Chaniev around the ropes. Referee staying close. Chaniev holding out for dear life.
Commey doing this for the Bucum boys back at home in Accra.
Oh, another right hand. Commey putting pressure on Chaniev.
It's over.
It's over. What a spectacular knockout by Richard Commey, who captures the IBF World Lightweight title.
Well, it was a spectacular knockout there by Richard Commey. That powerful left hook landing straight in the face of Chaniev, and he couldn't come back after round 2-7.
Well, it's great to have another world champion to the long list of world champion of boxers in Ghana. It's good, Anthony Commey, how his story has been. He struggled and he's been able to pick himself back into the boxing light, and it's a good victory for him at this moment. And Benedict, let's talk more with Richard Commey's victory. Enjoy Sports editor Nathaniel Atto. What are the residents of Commey after the bout, and has come through with this report?
Celebration here since the bout was won a few hours ago. Now, as you can see, many people have drops of powder on them to signify the victory. But here with me is the mother of Richard Commey, Florence Addo, Madam Florence Addo. Ofane to your ten.
Ofane your jogba.
Yo, ofane bi ane obi nu yenkunim ye boxing name. Mini oyo mama Ghana mamu fe kemo.
Me da me fe shi. Me da man be fe shi.
All right, so there we go. Madame Florence Addo says she's grateful to all Ghanaians and she's going to make sure that her son will deliver on all of his promises in boxing now that he has become a world champion. Also, quickly, I'm going to have a chat with Harris Quarty, a cousin of the world champion, uncle. So he will be telling us, Harris, tell me, where did you watch the bout?
Oh, I watched the bout in the house, our origin over here.
Wow, I see. Now, what was going through your mind when the bout started?
Nothing went through my mind. No, Richard has won. It's right from the start. They said Richard will be fighting with Isa Chaniev. Wow. I know Richard because he has determined this thing since when he fought with Isa Robert. And I know he has determined to win that fight. And
okay. Okay. So the celebrations are continuing.
Yeah, we are continuing with the celebration.
All right. Hi there. How are you doing? What's your name?
Matthias.
Okay. How do you feel now that Richard has won this fight?
I feel that Richard Commey is now a lightweight champion. He's a lightweight champion. Now, everywhere you go, everybody is mentioning Richard Commey's name because he's not a champion. I've made his best.
I see. Great stuff there. So there it is. It's all celebration here in the center of Jamestown. We are just awaiting the arrival of Richard Commey from the USA on Saturday, and it surely is going to be a carnival welcome. From the center of Jamestown and the front of the residence of Richard Commey, Nathaniel Atto for Joy Sports.
All right, so that was Joy Sports editor Nathaniel Atto with that report from the Bukom area after Richard Commey's impressive showing over the weekend. Now we have to do football, and Asante Kotoko Isike Akono is looking at the positives from his side's 1-0 defeat to Al Hilal in their CAF Confederation Cup Group opener, which was played yesterday. First half strike by 20-year-old Walid Hamid was enough for the host at the Al Hilal Stadium in Omdurman. That's in Sudan. Kotoko will host Zesco United in their next group game at the Barbara Stadium. That will be next week, Wednesday, and CK believes they can turn things around next week.
Here was to soak them and attack. Also in a way where we will keep the ball. We're not going to do that all the time, but we managed to keep the ball most of the time. Again, in the first half was not good, but in the second half. Like I said, in the second half we created chances, but we have to work on it. We have to improve in that area. In our previous matches, we've been able to score goals, 2-3 goals. Today, there was not much for us. We're also coming. I mean, you talk of them. When was the last time we played in this tournament? Today, I'm asking you a question. You just asked me a question. I'm asking a question. We are almost similar like them. We also coming up. You know, the last 11, 13 years, we've never been here. And this is a journey we are in. And so we don't want to concentrate on how long this team has been. Today we lost and we must take it in good faith. We're going back and we'll work on our chances. What you need to understand is that we've seen Al Hilal, play severally. And the coach will tell you, they also know how to play. And so it's always difficult. Today it worked for them, and tomorrow, I don't want to pinpoint problems in our team. And there wasn't, the last time we played, we won, two goals to 1. Was there any problem? Yakuba created chances for us, we scored. And today, he was quiet because he was mad. He was really mad. And so it was difficult for him to operate. However, he managed. In the last, he created a chance for Messi to score. He didn't. So, again, we've lost. And that's, we must take out the good faith. We're going back and we work.
All right, so Kumasi Asante Kotoko Isike Akono speaking after his side's narrow defeat to Al Hilal in Omdurman. That was over the weekend. And so it was a good result for Asante Kotoko because in the group stages, it really matters in terms of the number of goals you concede, because at a certain point, you definitely would have to rely on the number of goals that's goal difference or head-to-head.
It was always very difficult to go away when you're playing CAF competitions, and Asante Kotoko going to Sudan, a very terrific ground with the Sudanese, with their crowd everywhere being so loud, and it was quite imposing on them. But the players managed to play very well. it's quite just one goal getting in their goal, which is a very good point for them. I think that's why Sika Okono is not too pressed on his players, because he thinks they had a very good performance and he knows that they're just going to correct their mistakes when they come back to Ghana and then play against their next game against Zesco Onkana, and also welcoming Al Hilal back into Kumasi, and hopefully they can clinch those points in those games. We
don't have time to take you through the other results, unfortunately. So what we'll do is at 2 when you join us on Sports Today, my colleague Nathan Lato will be here to take you through what happened in the Spanish La Liga, Serie A, and Paris Saint-Germain losing their first game of the season in the French League On. We also will talk about the German Bundesliga as well as other stories that happened. Well, the updates on Emiliano Sala, they found a plane which was carrying him from Nantes to Cardiff. Unfortunately, the human being was not found. So that's also a sad story coming through. And when you join us at 2 on Sports Today, we'll bring you more on that plus other stories. I'm Benedict Tusu. Thanks so much to my colleague, Sewin Saki. We are back tomorrow, same time with more sports news. Until then, enjoy the rest of our programs on this channel.